What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special Saturday episode of Grading the Market. He is Anthony Turk. I am Jacob Eric Cancino. Man, before we get started, man, we just want to go ahead and remind y'all haven't subscribed yet. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's so many things that we have going on here at Sweep the League. It's actually too much to list, man. Anthony and I were talking to the big boss just yesterday, man, and it, Anthony and I have talked about this amongst ourselves before, and there's like so many things going on. And I just felt like I wanted to tell the boss, "Hey, Anthony and us are gonna line up twins right, bro. We're gonna be out to the and we're doing go routes, man. You know what I mean? Like, just let us know where we need to be and stuff like that. What's up, Anthony? How you been, man?
Good, man. Excited for the weekend.
Yeah, what you got going on?
Oh my goodness. So we got the puppies. So
Yeah, how's that going?
it's it it's cute at first, right? But man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, for those of y'all
My,
who don't know, Anthony's dog had puppies, so I think he's got like what is it, three or four new additions to the house.
four new French bulldogs,
There
dude,
you go.
and um, so that's all my wife cares about. Every, everybody's left to fend for themselves, and
Yeah,
we got to help. So you
yeah,
know, I help when I can, but it's nonstop. You gotta, not to get off track here, but you gotta stay on top of these dogs. These puppies.
yeah.
You gotta sort of like trigger them to like do number one. Make sure you wipe them if mom's not wiping them.
Oh,
It's a lot of work, and we're on shifts. We're on 2 hour shifts around the clock in the house.
having pets is always fun, man.
Yeah, man.
Always fun. What else is going on?
Well, we got the baseball season just kicked off.
Yeah.
Um,
How the Yankees
so,
doing?
they won their first one. It was a little scary to the end with these with the new additions, but they pulled it off. Thank goodness Jackson Churio didn't. He went 0 for 5, so that helped.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, my Padres are 2-0, so I'm
Mhm.
happy over here. We currently have Atlanta. We got the Braves that are visiting. I think they have one more game later on today, and I think they have actually like a night game tomorrow, and they'll go ahead and wrap that up. Hey, man, speaking of baseball, bro, I heard you had a pretty pretty interesting something happened with you with baseball this week, didn't it?
So, dude, it's
What happened, man? It's the first
so
time
I decided it's the first time I ever. I mean, you got me into cards. I mean, you talked to me about cards ever since we met each other in '98, right? But you finally got me to jump off the cliff a couple years ago. So I didn't do it last year. I didn't think it was a thing. Obviously, it is. So I decided to buy a couple of boxes, and on opening day, I got my first ever one of one. And not only is it a one of one, it's a rookie or it's a prospect. It's a franchise future David Shields autographed one of one. It's
Dang.
just it is um, his stuff is moving. This is a new product by Panini.
So what
Obviously,
when you say it's a new product, where did you get it from? Like I actually
oh,
I went when you told me about this, like I actually went to Target, you know what I mean, and I was like, let me go see what's going on. And I didn't see anything there, so obviously, well, they hadn't stocked yet, so
it's in Wally World.
okay.
Um, well, I mean that's where I found it.
I
Um,
tend to stick to Target.
yeah, bougie.
I guess I will
Um,
go visit Wally World.
yeah, it's a first edition, so that makes it even more unique, right? First time product, um, and this kid's got a new fan. I'll tell you that much. he play. he's 18, 19-year old, activated by Kansas City.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him on his active roster, but
So when you got that, were you planning, like, did you go to Wally World to like specifically go and like, hey, I'm gonna go just see what they got, or you were just maybe like running errands and you just walk by, let me go check out the card area, stuff like that.
a fellow coworker, Jason, that I'm sure the guys have heard me mention before.
Shout out,
Um,
Jason.
yeah, he collects big time also too.
Yeah,
Um,
he's the one that told you about this.
no, well, he and I have been looking for um, Don Russ mega boxes.
Hmm.
These things are like impossible to find. I'm looking for, even though I hate the Commanders. Um,
The command skins.
yeah, I'm looking for Jaden just like everybody else. So that's what I was looking for.
Hmm.
And Jason's on top of it. Jason like knows when these guys, the folks at stock, he knows their schedule.
Man, it's
So
crazy.
his he happens to his shift is different than mine. So he'll stop by every so often on the days that we believe it's a restock, and he'll stop by and he let me know like, hey, sorry, no Don Russ mega boxes, just this and that. And then he mentioned this product. I
Hmm.
was like, what the hell is that? He's like, I don't know, some new stuff Panini put out. So I went over there. He said because he sent me pictures. Um, there were a couple of tops Chrome football.
Hmm.
Um, so I really just want to go pick up like one of those. And I was like, it's um, opening day. Let me pick one up.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah, I actually thought about grabbing a couple of blaster boxes myself and doing it for opening day. I know on social you saw a lot of people that were doing that. I kind of feel bad that I didn't do that, man. Hey, but one of the things that's been catching my eye recently is the those new NBA Monopoly boxes are out. I don't know if
You
you've
know,
seen those.
I
I
see.
I like those for some reason. I don't know if it's
It's.
because of the Monopoly thing.
I really like them. I like the design. I like the Monopoly logo on there.
They're they're
But it's
they're cool.
weird. Like, um, there's really like no gray. I don't think there's any gray area when it comes to like folks in the hobby. It seems like it's either um, I can't stand them or I really like them.
Really, right, right.
Right? I've never seen a blaster or even like a hanger. I've never seen anything outside of like the actual Monopoly game that have cards, inside of the store.
Have you
I
ever have you ever bought actually like one of those boards? Because those are out too now.
Oh yeah, I bought a couple.
Oh, really?
Um, the first time I got something from out of those, actually, the first time that I got a board, I didn't have any cards.
Hmm.
Um, it was you told me about breaks,
Uh-huh.
and I did a break last year, and it happened to be for a Monopoly,
Hmm.
and um, I thought that I'd like missed out. I think I forget what team I had, but I missed out on it,
Hmm.
and the guy, the breaker, was like, he said it. He was like, hey, whoever wins this is also going to get this. The game itself, no cards,
Hmm.
outside of the game cards, but no, Panini cards.
Hmm.
Um, and bro, like a week and a half later, I get this Monopoly game in the mail. But
I
yeah,
remember that. I remember when you told
yeah,
me about that. Yeah. So, but you haven't actually like purchased one like on your own?
yeah.
And
I bought a
how,
couple.
what all comes in there?
So outside of the game, it's a regular Monopoly game. we, I've never I've never played it with the girls or the family. But it's obviously it's not St. Charles Place and Boardwalk and Park Place. I can't remember what the landing spaces are.
Hmm.
Um, but then you have the NBA versions of um, what are the two cards in Monopoly? The Chance and I forget what the other one's called, but you get a set of those, um, and then you actually get two, maybe three packs of
I heard there
panini
was like
cards.
one prism pack or something like that in there.
There's a prison pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me they look super cool. And obviously I bought a couple of them just to try to get a Wemby monopoly.
hmm
But one of the nice variants, like the one with the monocle guy, printed all over. So it's a I don't know, it's a really cool card to get. I think.
Yeah, man, I really like them. I actually stopped by Target just
Just do you pick one up?
just yesterday. No, they didn't have any. For those of y'all who are wondering and haven't seen them, this is what Anthony and myself are talking about. This is courtesy of Fast Break Cards. This just,
Hmm.
yeah, the 24-25 Monopoly NBA boxes, man. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fun. Speaking of the NBA, man, what's going on with the Knicks?
they won last night. They I don't. I mean, I know Lillard's not playing, but
Yeah,
still, what Wemby is not Wemby. I got Wemby on the mind.
yeah.
Um,
Talk about Monopoly.
Gi-
Start
yeah,
talking
I know,
about
right?
Monopoly.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, dude. That dude is. Sometimes you take it for granted because these guys are just. You hear about them all the time, and
hmm
you see the highlights, and I guess it's just to be expected. So the more you see it, the more numb I guess you. But dude, when you watch this guy play on like an entire game,
hmm
one, he's nonstop.
hmm
His for his I'm not saying anything new here, but for his length, his size, um, his agility, maneuverability, and the consistency throughout the entire game,
hmm
that dude that dude has earned the name the Freak, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm surprised he's only got one championship. But yeah, they won, and they went, and they won a couple of games. They're playing a couple of guys, a couple of teams that um, just sort of hurting right now.
yeah,
Not necessarily physically, just aren't necessarily very good teams.
yeah,
They're not playing good basketball, so they squeaked out and have blown some teams out here lately. And without Brunson, so
yeah,
so
yeah.
far so good.
Yeah, closer to home over here, the Spurs have just been spurring, just moving along, doing doing what they're doing. Yeah. I think we got the Celtics later on today. That should be fun. Yeah. Probably be over by the second quarter. That should be fun, man.
Yeah.
No, I actually messaged some friends, with these last couple of games, and I'm like, or when it happens like that in the second quarter, I'm like, yeah,
They're,
we're pretty much done and stuff like
they're
that.
playing San Antonio.
I think they're playing away, man.
Oh,
Actually, that's a
okay.
good question, bro. I don't know. If I had to say that we're playing away. Hey, man, did you hear about Taylor Jenkins, the coach for the Grizzlies?
Mm-mm.
He got fired out of nowhere, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, it just happened. I think it would believe it was yesterday. It's just in there, and they're playoff bound, bro. So to fire a coach with like 9 games left in the regular season or something like that, it was a little bit of a shocker, man. I don't know. I think it got.
Was it? Do we know if this is
This is one of those ones where it got like everybody kind of like scratching their head. Like there has to be more details, dude. There has to be
mhm,
more to the story. I imagine that a couple of things are going to come out like in the days coming up and stuff like that. Like I don't, you just can't do that. If I'm not mistaken, I think they even took out some couple of assistants over there. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
I wonder if something off the court, if you will, happened.
I have no idea, man. It kind of fired up a little bit of some Spurs fans because Taylor Jenkins, he has history over here in San Antonio, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he spent a couple of years over here. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that he's a graduate of Pop University and stuff like that, but you know, he does have ties and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Damn.
That's what's
So
going,
that's why you guys are excited about. This isn't necessarily bad news.
bro. Dude, when it comes to the Spurs fans, man, there's some people that get ready to push Pop out. Hey, man, leave Pop alone right now, dude. You know what I mean? He's going through something. There's some people that are already like, Pop who? Get him. No, man, they kind of drew a line right there. But yeah, it did fire up the Spurs fans. There's some like, hey, man, calling for Brian Wright and stuff like that as soon as it happened. Stuff like that. Hey, switching from NBA, man, to the NFL, what's going on with the Giants? I heard
Yeah,
Sierra's in the house.
that's like I think that that's like
Sierra's in the
if
house.
if they didn't like audibly like um express it, I think I think most Giants fans that happen to you know listen to that genre of music or any well adjacent to that genre of music, as soon as they found out that Russell Wilson was signing, like Sierra's in the house.
Sierra's in the house. Man, so that's Wilson. Who is it? Jameis.
James Winston and Tommy Cutlets.
Man. So that's it
Yeah.
then. They should be good, right? Like one of those three is going to be the one, right? Be the one. Be the one.
I think
They
so.
can't draft. They can't draft a quarterback. They already have three in the QB room.
No, I think so. If I'm the Giants, this is what I'm doing.
Oh,
If that opportunity is there, if Ward and Sanders go 1 and 2, 2 and 1, however if they go with one or two,
hmm.
um, Giants pick. The Giants pick has to be Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's to me. So you have in any draft, you have the number one pick, and you have the best player in the draft.
Yeah. So when
And
it
I
comes
think
to it, when it comes real quick, when it comes to draft, are you one of those ones where you go like, "Hey, do you believe in best available, or you
not
go off
this
of
year,
need?"
not usually, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I can't remember I mean, I think the last time the Giants like picked, in the top five was the.
I'm
Um,
usually a fan of best available. That's just me.
but the thing is, when you need a quarterback,
Unless
and you
you really, yeah, unless you really, really need some. But dude, they have three already in the room, bro.
yeah, but these guys aren't long term solutions. Then you gotta consider that um, these the not only is the GM, not only is the head coach, but
Hmm.
that entire staff, if that quarterback fails, that whole coaching staff is probably looking for, eventually within the next
They're
couple
going
of
to be
years,
joining Taylor.
they're going to be looking for a job,
Yeah.
right? So they have to think about that, and they got to consider like, okay, how long is Wilson going to be here for? Winston, let's be honest, as fun as it's going to be, he's not the right answer. And Cutlet, he's good if somebody gets hurt, right? Just a sort of.
It's a good story. Too.
Yeah, it's an awesome story. But
Yeah.
but yeah, if I'm the Giants, I'm picking Hunter. And then so because I didn't know this, maybe you did. So if you end up with the same record, and you're picking like 1, 2, and 3, like let's say the top three picks in the draft, teams picking 1, 2, and 3 in the draft.
Hmm.
If you have the same exact record,
Hmm.
um, the strength of schedule really only applies to like that first pick,
Hmm.
and then it changes the next round, right? So um, Tennessee picks one in the first round, Cleveland, then the Giants, right?
Hmm.
In the second round, Cleveland picks first, Giants pick two, and Cleveland three. And I think that applies to the third round as well, where I think the Giants might pick first and the third.
Hmm.
So if the Giants can move up, and Jackson Dart is still available, like late in the first. like past, like let's say like 25, maybe 24. I say the Giants give up that second round pick and maybe some future capital and pick up Jackson Dart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, guess we'll see. When is the draft? It's a couple of weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, in April, I think, like the third week of April, I think.
Oh yeah. Hey, check this out.
What's up?
Going back to baseball real quick. This is courtesy
Mhm.
of Tops. Look, somebody got their own. Somebody got another one.
Oh wow,
Yep, they got
that
their own.
kid, that kid pulled that.
Yeah, it looks like I guess he got it, and there was an exchange with the ball player, Bryce
Man,
Terang. Yeah, good for him, man.
yeah, yeah. I
It
wonder,
was,
I wonder what the kid got. He didn't look too happy.
it, no,
He's like, I got a glove.
popcorn. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Let me pull one of those things, dude. Let me pull one, dude. And there's gonna be some. You know how much I actually have thought about this, right? I was like, if I ever pull one, and this all comes from like with that Wemby jersey thing or whatever, this and that.
Don't tell me you're thinking like lottery, right? Like if I win the lottery, I'm gonna.
You know what? Kind of like it's kind of like something like that, right? No, and I'm serious, dude. This is like what I've thought about. You know what? Like my friend, y'all can call me out too if y'all want to, dude. I've thought about it. I was like, if I pull like a patch card, like one of those rookie debuts, like one of one, I was like, I'm getting a lawyer. Like the very first thing, I was like, I'm getting a lawyer, like, or at
Yeah,
least like calling out to one. I was like, that's how much I think about it. But then I was like, and this is like how the deal is going to be made. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And like, this is what I want. I mean,
mhm,
it's not that bad, dude. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Hey, and
yeah. Like, like
staying
I'm,
real.
I'm presenting Shohei Otani in his Hall of Fame
You know,
induction.
you know, deal, deal. Here you go. That's a start. I'm serious, man. I've done that. Actually, you know what? Uh, yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and move on. Hey, those
Oh,
MLB, them goat.
so it's gonna. I thought they were gonna like wait. I didn't know it was gonna be like the
I
first
thought they were going to
game.
wait too. Yeah, no, but it looks like those gold MLB patch cards are going to be coming down the pipe here shortly or later on this year. Apparently,
Hmm.
Paul Skeens already got his. This is from Tops. So
They mentioned what product it was gonna be in yet.
I did look up. Some people have been asking. As a matter of fact, I think that's one of the questions that somebody was see that. Well, actually, that I did see that question where somebody was like, "Hey, what product is this going to be coming from?" But uh, there was no answers to that stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Hey, sticking with cards, man. I know you wanted to. You had a story or a question for all of us, or something, some funny things that happened, or something like that.
So I was organizing my stuff behind me, and it just hit me right. Am I the one weirdo that does like got like these like quirky things that he does? And um I'm just curious. Does anybody else have any petty? It's really the only word for it. Um, any petty things that they do with their cards as they organize them, or maybe as they're navigating through their organization, or as they get a card, maybe. I think I I heard some of the things um, that you do, but um, so I keep my football cards, or it's four boxes: NFC and AFC, NFC rookies, AFC rookies, and for basketball, it's um,
So you're talking
uh,
about sorting, how you
for
organize.
yep, for how I sort them, how I organize them. So Um, I'll do it in alphabetical order. So uh, Hold on. We have a special. No,
Oh, we got a
we're gonna
special
have a
guest
special
coming.
visitor. Yeah, the grandbaby. So I put them all in alphabetical order,
Hmm.
right? And by division.
Hmm.
Um, but when it comes to the Eagles, I put them all the way in the back. Even though there's only three teams because I've got a separate box for my for the PCs.
Yeah.
Um, so the Eagles I put all the way in the back, and
Hmm.
then I even went as far as like took out all of Saquon Barkley's out of my PC, even if
Oh yeah.
it was a Giants card. Um, Regardless of I took them all out and put them in with his Eagles. So I'm just curious, is there anything quirky or petty that you do?
Man, you're the one that got me into this. I think I shared this in the past with everybody. Is like, I know that you said you have a strategy when you open up like a blaster box or whatever. You take out the packs and you get the ones from the middle and you put those in the back, and those are the ones that are going to be opened up, later on and stuff, or those are going to be last
I
actually,
well I
or
try
whatever.
I try to increase the chances of having last pack magic.
Hmm. So yeah, I remember once you shared that with me, dude. I started doing that, and then I just went and like ran with it, man.
So you don't do anything with your Dodgers cards or your Cowboys cards.
Oh, everybody knows that Cowboys cards. Whenever I pull them, that's a coaster, dude. That's a that's a coaster. And I get blowback. I get pushback on that too. I'll get like a Mika Parsons. I'll be like, oh, coaster, whatever. If anybody wants this, stuff like that, or whatever. Just that, man. You know what? Speaking of Mika Parsons, bro, have you heard that it's like a rumor that he wants like 200 million or something like that on his next
Damn.
contract? Yeah, dude. It's time for them to. I think he's on his last year or something like that.
I mean,
So I think over in Cowboy world, they're trying to figure out where they're going to extend him or something like that.
if he's not in the top two or three best defensive players in the league, who is? I hate to give the Cowboys credit, but the dude's a
Yeah.
monster. He's a problem. He's young.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not a Cowboy fan by any means or whatever this and that, but you know what? He really is good. I'm more of the ones if I put on. Ugh, if I actually put on like a Dallas Cowboy hat or my general manager hat or whatever this and that, I'm one of those ones where I lean more to the side of go ahead and trade him and get as much as you can for him, dude. Because the Cowboys
Mhm.
have so many holes. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, they it, they just do. So I mean,
Yeah.
it would really help them out, bro. You know what I mean? Other than I don't know, especially with how much they're paying Dak and CD and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know.
The Giants. If I'm gonna put on my Giants GM hat, we'll trade you Russell Wilson and Sierra for Micah Parsons.
Sierra's the house. You know, Cowboy fans are so crazy. They'll be the first ones to be able to be doing that thing. Sierra's the house. Yep, I can see it now, man. Yep.
You thought Taylor Swift was bad.
See, oh, they'll take Sierra and run with it, dude. They'll take Sierra and run with it, man. Speaking of trading and stuff like that, if you ever get the chance, dude, go check out Rudy on Sweep the League, man. I know he's been floating out there a possible, or he's been floating out there like an idea of maybe Justin Herbert being traded and stuff like that. I always respond and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I think he has
so
to go into, who is it, Minnesota or something like that.
so
Have you heard
I
that
think
one?
I think not. I haven't heard it right, but you always have to consider that those quarterbacks that have an NFL arm, the quarterbacks that belong in the league and put up numbers, but for some reason just can't get past. Their I don't want to say necessarily their teams, um, either inconsistencies or not knowing what to do, with that talent.
Hmm.
Uh, they got to make a decision the same way you were just talking about Micah Parsons. You got to, eventually, I think people, you always have to admit when you got to cut your losses, right? And I, if the Chargers can't figure out what to do with him, with this monster called McConkey, right?
Hmm.
You have one of the best safeties in the league. Um,
I've been looking for some McConkey cards.
I mean, if you can't do something, with them, and you want to try to, rebuild, which I just they have too many weapons on that team. I think to
Mm.
give up on him. The one I think about is Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
I could see him uh, maybe going somewhere else to. Um, he needs a spark, and sometimes that's all you need, right? Just either a spark or a kick in the ass, or sometimes the fear of failure will drive you,
Hmm.
to turn the page and get you going. So,
Hey
ooh,
man, you got like 62 grand I can borrow real quick and stuff like that.
God damn.
Yeah, this is from Golden Auctions. Apparently, that Wemby logo, man. It's up for bid right now. Just wanted to give you a quick show y'all real quick. Yeah, it's currently at 61,000. Ends in what 7 hours and 50 minutes.
Damn. Well, that's who's that graded by? GCG. I never heard of them.
CG certified guarantee. Yeah, I don't.
Why would you send that? Why would you send that card to anywhere but PSA?
Mm. You know what? They actually had that's been brought up here recently. Did you see that they had like a story where they had like a Shohei Otani card, and it was like graded 10 PSA. It sold for like I'm just going to use an example, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
hundred
yeah,
and
yeah,
fifty
yeah.
grand, and then they had
Mhm,
like the exact same card graded by who is it, Beckett or something like that. It sold
mhm.
for like 30, man. Isn't that
Yeah,
wild?
yeah,
You
yeah,
have to look,
man.
got to watch that, man. You got to look into it. And there's the words in the back. The enclosed officially licensed material is not associated with any specific player, game, or event. Mm.
What?
But
Are
go
you
ahead.
kidding me?
I'm not lying, dude. I just showed it to you. Look, zoom in right there. See it? The enclosed officially licensed material is not associated with any specific player, game, or event. These are some of the
Yeah,
things I
I
tell
mean,
everybody to watch out for. So that logo, man, that patch was not on any jersey that Wemby wore during a game or
got
anything
picked
like that.
got picked up at TJ Maxx.
Yeah. It's a and you know what's funny about this too is it's 2 out of 5.
Yeah, so that's what really got me was that.
Yeah, you know, it says a logo, man, they're usually like a 1 of 1. You know what I mean? Like 2 out of 5. So guess there's 4 more floating
You
out
guys
there.
couldn't find how many games are there in the NBA season?
Mm, mm-hmm.
You couldn't find five of them.
Ugh, it's getting crazy. Hey, Anthony and I are gonna go ahead and start wrapping this thing up, man. What do you got going on for the rest of the weekend, bro?
The grandbaby's here. The oldest.
Congrats again, man. I thought we were gonna have a reveal right there.
No, 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 no. The wife was like, "You ain't putting my grandbaby out on there." But she's got us wrapped around her finger, man.
Yeah,
Her
yeah,
finger. She's adorable.
yeah.
So hang out with her. The rest of her, and we got her, and we got the puppies. And then older
Did you ever
sister.
catch the dang possum?
Dude, this possum was like must be the like Albert Einstein of possums because
Dude, you got to be
ever
kidding
since
me. Where
ever
did you get
since
the trap from? Acme?
I made it, bro, I got an old dog crate,
Yeah.
flipped it on its side, and made this like contraption. I got like a old like a paint roller can
Uh-huh.
where you prop up, so it's like this, and you prop it up with like a dog bone or something.
Uh-huh.
Cut a hole in that pan, ran a wire hanger through it, and now the wire hanger is sticking up to the top of the dog crate, and it's got a washer going through it. On the washer, I put a hole through it, and in that hole, I put a bungee cord, and the bungee cord is holding the door open, right? So then, when the food or the bait is gone, that paint um, pail drops, and then the hanger loosens the
So you
washer,
so you're
and
telling me
it
that so you're telling me
yo,
that the
this
paint is
possum
gone?
no, the possum never came, dude. He's like, yeah, I ain't messing with that. I've never seen that possum ever again. All that work for nothing, bro.
So that was that was the fix is putting out a trap. It was visual. Oh yeah, they ain't messing around. I can't go
That
over
man,
there.
it must be like the only possum in the world that's not blind.
So does
Because he saw that shit.
so does that mean that you got to keep the trap out in order to keep the possum?
It's been out there ever since. It's been out there for over a week.
Oh man. All righty. Hey, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna be hanging out for the whole weekend, bro. I might hit up a wrestling event with my brother later on today.
Okay,
Other than
okay.
that, we're just gonna be catching some baseball games. Like I said, Spurs play the Celtics later on. That should be fun. That should be quick, stuff like that. But
Yeah, yeah. I'll probably, you know, the wife's gonna have the grandbaby. I'm gonna be on puppy duty. So
UFL started. San Antonio Brahmas. I think they have the going to be playing Arlington. I low key watch that, man. I'm a
yeah, yeah.
I'm a Brahmas fan. I'll rock their I'll rock their gear. I ride with Coach Wade Phillips, dude. I don't mind Coach Wade. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shoot!
But hey,
Hey,
what's
real
up?
quick, I got. I don't want to forget to let everybody know. PSA's received my submission. I got the email yesterday. So between within like they say 45 days.
Yeah.
And even last time it looked like it was like taking the process was like taking a long time, but they got it back to me, within the 45 days. So in about 4 to 6 weeks, I expect to have that submission back, and I'm going to tell you that you're
What
going to
are,
want
what did you submit? Can you let us know?
to.
Oh man, maybe that's gonna be for
Well,
another.
I gave a little. I gave two. I put in two of the cards in there that I'm submitting on.
Any,
Well, it's on X. One of them is that um, I quote unquote um, um, sniped. I thought I sniped Sam Laporta plates and patches rookie card auto
mm-hmm,
blue numbered to 50.
mm-hmm.
And it was one of those where I was just like, I had the itch bad to snipe, get cool cards, rookie cards,
Mm-hmm.
and man, I came across it, and I was like, oh my god, the bidding's over in like 1 minute, and this card's selling for like I think like 80, $90, and it was at like 40 with
Mm-hmm.
like a minute left. I was like, oh hell yeah, boom, sniped it for like 52, sniped it for like $52.
Mm-hmm.
And let this be a lesson to you guys. Do your freaking homework, even if you only have a minute. Read the description. The the foil was peeling off. So
Oh, but it gets
so
better though. It gets better.
it got really good. I
Check
so
this out. It's happy ending.
Yeah, it's got a
It's
real
like half
happy
a
ending.
card.
Yeah. So I opened up a case with Panini. I
You're like,
explained
no
to
wonder it
them.
was so no wonder it was so cheap.
So um, long story short, about a year and a half later,
Mm,
um, they finally, um, they finally got the card back to me. But
mm,
it was so the cool thing was that they probably just shredded that when I sent.
mhm,
They found the exact same card. I think it's cleaner,
mhm.
um, even more centered than the one that I sent. Sharper edges. I mean, it looks pristine. And then they stamped it with the same exact number.
Dang.
So
Yeah, that,
that's at PSA right now. And then Cracked Eye, your boy. Um,
yeah, you tell us about that. I know we said we were gonna wrap it up, but no, you had a very interesting story for, I guess, some Spurs fans for my Spurs family and stuff like that.
mhm.
So you got what? What did you get?
So this was actually, I believe, was an actual snipe. This your boy Castle. He's pretty hot topic. In the hobby right now. Um,
Rookie of the year.
I think so. Um, um,
We're gonna have back to
his
back rookie of the years.
yeah, his cracked ice was like going for 50, $60 if I remember correctly. Like I was doing the Sam Laporta thing. I
Hmm.
saw that there were like 5 minutes left on his card. Cracked ice, Castle, rookie, Prism. I think it was like sitting at like $20. I put a max bid of like, I don't know, like $35. Um, Thinking like, oh, somebody's gonna blow that out of the water, and like 5 minutes later I get the notification on the phone like, hey, congratulations, you won
Mm,
for like 31 bucks,
mm.
$5 shipping. So
Hey,
that guy's you know at PSA.
oh yeah, there you go, Por Vida. Anthony let you know those Steph Castle cards are out there now. Them his rookie cards and I'm not talking about his like cheap rookie cards. I'm talking
Hmm.
about his nice. I think
Hmm.
like Anthony just said, the one that he just got was cracked ice.
Hmm.
So his nice
even,
rookie his nice
even though
rookie cards are starting to come out. They're
yeah.
slowly coming out. I haven't seen
It,
anything like auto yet or anything like that.
I haven't looked, but no, I haven't.
No,
As I've been, just sort of
not with
channel
the Spurs
flipping.
jersey at least.
Yeah.
I've seen him like I've seen a couple of his autos with college, but when it comes to like Spurs jersey, and you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even know if he's like signed with anybody and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So stuff that.
Yeah.
But
If I
yeah,
come across one, I'll let you know.
yeah, definitely. So keep your eyes open, Por Vida. And once again, if I ever see anything, maybe in the Twitter sphere or whatever, this and that, y'all know I love sharing with y'all. So I'll go ahead and show it to y'all. But yep, hey, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this edition of Grading the Market. Like we were saying at the very beginning of the show, man, Anthony and I have been trying to tell y'all, hey, yeah, man, y'all don't want to be get left behind. We have so many things going on here at Sweep the League. So much stuff going on. It blows my mind. Anthony, my line. If I was telling you about some of the ideas that was going on yesterday, and I think you were coming back at me like, "What the heck?" And not in those exact words, but yeah, you know what I mean. So, but like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as for us here at Grading the Market, if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, man. Yeah, it helps us out a lot. So, on behalf of Anthony Turk, I'm Jacob Eric Cancino. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this edition of Grading the Market. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, guys. Good talking to you, Sino.
All right, later.
All right, bye.